Hello again, this is Mordenkaim, and welcome back to Season 1, Episode 2 of Feed the Beast. I've got a few updates for you today, and we're going to go over some basic machines, and I got quite a bit planned for this episode. But first, I wanted to get you caught up on what I've been doing in the non-recording time, and the biggest discovery I've got is this portal gun right here, and sort of been playing with it here. It's kind of fun to just toss stuff through there, let it go portal to portal, but I found that by searching the mines and found a zombie spawner, and it's down here at the bottom, and I just want to show that to you real quick. So I came down here, and if you remember, I was mining and cleaning this mine shaft out, and I stopped once I found this mine shaft. But if I had gone about 4 more blocks, I would have found this spawner, and it had the portal gun in the chest, which was pretty cool, because I really needed it that early on, and it gave me some mobility on the overworld that allowed me to find some cows and get them back quickly. I really sped up the mining effort and allowed me to find rubber trees. So that's what I've got, and as far as the base goes, I've still got my wheat farm. It's probably a little bigger than last time you saw it, but I see a lot of them are finishing up. And I added some melons, added some sugarcane, added some cows, and then of course the chickens, but this is about my 4th batch of them, so I've got plenty of chicken food here. So I've got 64 here, so let's go ahead and fill up. So the plan is, first thing we're going to do is get into IC2, and like I said, I've played this mod before, so the difference is we have GregTech installed, but I'm going to go through our super high-tech zombie-proof door, and I'll show you how the rubber trees work. First thing you want to do is we'll make a tree tap, which I've got one made, but to make it, it's this shape here. And I'm not going to make another one right now, but that's how you would make one. And you just go out to your resin spots, which all these trees have them. I've harvested them recently, but I know one's over here. So you right-click that resin spot with the tree tap, and resin pops out. And then you'll click that in a furnace for now, and that will give you rubber to make circuits. And we'll go over those recipes later once I get all of the resources together. I'll make sure that I have everything, and I won't record that part of me going out and finding every little piece of it. If there's anything that's particularly difficult to get, then we'll go over that, but otherwise it'll just be I'll go gather it up, and then we'll start back up again with recording and go over how to make the machines and how to set them up. So I'll go do a little homework on my side, get together some resources, and then we'll come back and go over the basics of IC2 machines. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, we're back, and wanted to go over a few things that I've found here. We've got the materials gathered for the basics of power generation and energy storage, and while I've got that stuff ready to craft, and we'll go ahead and do that, I'm not sure if we're going to place it yet, or I'm going to wait until I find a new area to kind of expand out to, because I don't really want to get a whole lot of these down and then have to pull them up with a wrench. So what I've got here is I've got the recipe for an iron furnace, and we're going to use this and turn this into a generator by basically following through the IC2 recipes to do that, and I've got them laid out in this chest like we'll have to create them. So here's how you would create an iron generator, and we will do that first. Let's put it in the crafting table, and we'll put the furnace, and then we'll do our little arch of iron ingots, and then we get an iron furnace. Oh, someone's having a rough time out there. And after that, we want to create some copper wires. This is the recipe for that, so we're going to put that in the crafting table. And this should create 2 sets of 6. Oops, not that. We don't want coal. So that should create us 12. And once we've done that, we want to create some batteries as well, which is right here. And we need some copper wire in this, which is why it wasn't in the recipe. And we will take that, put it in the way we had it before, in 4s, and then we'll put this in 4s here, redstone, and then we have 4 copper cables. And that makes 4 RE batteries. Now from that we can make a generator, and we've got the recipe right here. What it's missing a few things. It's missing an iron furnace, and it's missing a battery. So it looks like that when you're ready to go. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put that in here. Iron furnace, 3 refined iron, and an RE battery. That makes a generator. That we can put coal in, or coal coke, or anything pretty much that can be burned in a furnace, and we can make energy for IC2, which is EU. So this will generate EU for IC2. So now that we've done that, we've also got to make a bat box to store it in, and we pretty much have the recipe ready for that as well. And right now I'll use the wood, but what we'll do is we'll put 3 batteries here, and we'll put a copper cable right here, so 3 batteries like that, which is why we made the additional ones, and then the copper cable, and that's the recipe for the bat box. So let's grab those into our inventory, and we'll lay those out. Put our batteries in, put our copper cable, and there's our bat box. So now it's as simple as connecting the generator, putting that down, connecting the generator to the bat box, and make sure you use an input side with copper cable, and then we can burn something in here which will power the bat box and store EU, and then we can use that to run our IC2 machines. Now, like I said, I'm not going to put those down now, but we've got them created, and probably we won't be putting those down until we get out to our new area. So there's an introduction to that, but one thing I did want to do now was I recently got enough diamonds to get a diamond pick, and then get obsidian, and then additional diamonds to make our enchanting table. Now I've had enough experience coming in that I'm actually starting to waste it whenever I mess up and die, which I've done a few times, and ran into some cave spiders down there. I found out what quicksand does, and I've been wasting experience, so I wanted to get an obsidian as soon as possible so I could get an enchanting table and set up enchantment. So let's go ahead and make that. So put that in. I think everybody knows that it's a vanilla recipe, and but just to show that we did it, we'll put it in here. And I also created some bookshelves for it as well to power it up. So I made this little area over here to set it in for now, and we'll do that. And I'll set as many bookshelves as I have around it, which I'm still working on those, but ultimately I'll get 15 of those and get that as powered up as possible, and use my mining experience to get hopefully some fortune and chance on a diamond pick. And the way I've been doing the books is I've got a bunch of sugarcane out there which is ready to harvest now. So let's go out and do that real quick. I don't see any mobs. There's a creeper nearby, but I don't see him. Alright, so this is what I've been doing, is I just set it out in front with the rubber trees. And I just run down here and harvest it. And now that I've got that, turn that into books and make some bookshelves. And then I've got the cows inside that I'm working on for the leather to bind those, and eventually I'll have 15 of those, and I'll start doing the enchants. And then, like I said, we're going to continue on with machines, but I may, depending on the status of the lower mines, I may wait a little bit on that just till I get to my permanent place, because I'm getting close to getting that cleared out. I'm using the portal gun to get down in there, and I go way down in the mines, and I've been clearing it out. As you can see, there's still a few things here and there, but we're getting closer, and I'm going to keep up on this effort and see if I can get these things cleaned all the way out and get tons of resources together. Then I hope to work my way out of the occupied lands a little further and work my way down to a new area that I can call pretty much my own. And as you can see from my resources here, I've got some chest set up that has everything sort of organized, and I've gotten plenty of ores. I'm really starting to get a stockpile built up, and that was sort of my goal of being here. Got some redstone and nickelite built up, and just going to keep going with that. And that's the part that I'm not recording, is all that gathering that I'm doing. And then as I get it and I get specific recipes that are going to be new or that I don't have yet, I'll come in and sort of track the process by recording. So we're going to keep along that path, and I will keep on gathering, and if I get the resources for the compressors, we may go ahead and make them, but like I said, I'm not sure we're going to place them yet. We'll see how we go and how much we have resources wise, and we'll go from there. So we'll pick up here in a little bit, and we'll see you then. Well, we're back, and as you can see, we are on a deserted island in the middle of nowhere. I've done a little traveling, and we got past the mining the abandoned mine shaft stage, and I've got a bunch of stuff saved up, and I moved out into the middle of nowhere and decided I think that my first area that's permanent is going to be an underwater sort of under ocean station. I was going to say space station, but it doesn't make sense underwater. So there it is, down there. You take a look, and I've been working on it a little bit. And basically, I'll take you down and give you a little bit of a tour and show you then how far we have moved. And this is where I'm actually going to set up my machines and stuff. So I've got everything made up now, and this is the start of it all. I've got my storage moved over. Some of this I had before. And I'm starting to get this tunnel built, and I want to build it out into the middle of the ocean, and then we will expand out and make some rooms, and the rooms will be dome shape, and they will be ready to hold, first of all, a nether portal, and then my machine stuff, because I need glowstone and some stuff from the nether. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect to the nether, go in and get my stuff, and then I will start building some machines, starting with like a macerator and a compressor and extractor, all that. I've already got the bat box and stuff made. I think I've got that in here. So we've got a generator bat box, and ultimately I think I'm going to go for water mills to give us some power down here. So it's a great spot for it since we're underwater. So that'll be the plan. I'm going to continue building out here, and then we'll go back to the other side here, and I'll show you the old base, and then we'll bring up a map showing you the difference. So let's jump back in. I always get stuck here. There we go. And it's starting to get cleaned out. Most of this stuff is pretty used up. Let me seal my door here. Getting a little bit of lag. Bring that over here, and we'll seal that back up. I'm in the process of moving my rubber trees. See, I've got all the ones that have ports, and I'm moving them with the portal gun. And you do that with a G key, I mean, in case you don't know, but G can pick up a block and reposition it. So all the ones of those that had ports, I pulled out, and you can see the missing blocks. And, oh, there's another one there. I have to go back and get my portal gun. But let me actually go grab it real quick. Anyways, I'm grabbing them, and with that, I'm able to move them around and set them in any orientation I want. I'll actually show you an example since I have one done. Alright, we're back, and I'm having some extreme technical difficulties that I think I've got cleared up. Some kind of memory leak or something, I'm not sure. But anyways, we restarted Minecraft. It seems like everything's kind of smoothed up a little bit here. So we were talking about portal guns, and really I wanted to just show you that you can move these rubber blocks that have the tap holes in them and maintain them. So like if I hit G, I can pick it up, and then I can set it back down wherever I want it, and if I want to, I can move it over here, see? And that tap hole stays intact, so I can move them where they're all facing in. This is one of the tricks that Mosaic taught me. And then I could use something like a turtle or something to mine in the middle here. I'll have to play with that a little bit as time goes on. For now, I'm mining them manually, but at least I'll have one place to go. It'll be easy, and that's my goal. So that's what I was showing you, is how I'm using the portal gun. And actually, when I had my technical glitch, my portal gun messed up on me, and I made this portal disappear. And with that, I had made this area inaccessible. So I had to walk all the way back here, and that took an extremely long time. But I made it, and it's probably 2,000 blocks. It took me probably 3 game days to get to where I was. So I had to kind of redo that, and I did that in about a day and a half, knowing which direction I was going, and I just powered through the night and just ran from everything and got over here again. But so I got that fixed again, and just to make sure, I also linked it to the Nexus, so we could see that real quick and sort of go to our server Nexus so you can see where everybody is. One thing before we leave is I wanted to show you how the library turned out. Just a quick peek. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's Could be cleaned up a lot, but this was not meant to be permanent. Eventually I'll move this over once I have a place to put it in the underwater area. But it turned out pretty good, and as you can see, we can get a level 30 enchant, no problem, so works good. So let's go through the Nexus, and we'll show you the areas here. I mean, this is everybody's place on the server. We've got some empty spots, and we get those filled up, and now I actually have two. I have my hideout here, and then I have my original link. So this takes me back to my old spot. This takes me to my new spot. So I'll go in here, and here I am back underwater. So as far as we're going here, I've got all my resources moved over. We've got quite a bit of mining equipment in here. This was from that abandoned mine shaft. I've got all the gems that I gathered, and I'm going to use these probably to light this area up. These pumpkins are going to be temporary. My goal is to probably use Zicorium blocks. Since we're in Feed the Beast, I might as well use them. And Zicorium lights to light it, and I'll change the floor from dirt to something a little more exciting, but for now it's just there and enough to get the building built, and I'll eventually make like a Zicorium frame that looks like it's supporting this glass dome, and then I'll make Zicorium lighting and sort of like path lighting along the floor to show how the tunnel goes and to sort of give it some accents. So that should be cool looking once I get it done. I'll experiment with it, how it looks visually, and then make a decision on that one. Here's the ore that I ended up gathering. I've got quite a bit more, almost a full double chest, and one of my first goals once I get machines going will be a macerator so I can double all this, and so that's part of the plan. And of course all my other stuff's here. Got a good amount of redstone stored up, and just the basics, we're good to go. I'm not going to go into that one too much detail. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to continue this tunnel, and I'm going to go out all the way to sea, and I will go up top and show you where that is real quick and where it's going to end up, and sort of go over my plans, and then I'll go get some more work done. So let's get up here, open our trapdoor, and if you look out here you can see where our tunnel's going, and it's coming here. It's going to hang a left, and then I'll probably go down and clean those pumpkins off top and all that stuff when we're all done with it, but for now it's just so I can see. And we're going to go straight out here and sort of stop right about in that area, and we're going to build us a dome underwater, probably about that size. Not sure exactly how big yet, but we'll plan that when we get there, and then I'll build some small domes off of that and more of these passageways, and ultimately build myself a place for the machines, a place for the portal, a place for the enchanting table. I'll have rooms for everything, but it'll take some time to get together, and that's going to be my next plan. So I'm going to start making some progress on that, and I'll provide an update as we make progress. Okay, I wanted to do one more thing real quick before I moved on. I forgot to include this in the last one, so just a quick blurb on actually how I'm building this thing. Let me get a few glass blocks, which should be in this one. Yeah, there they are. And got a shovel here and a pick, which is what I need to continue. And what we'll do is we'll start digging this out. So what I'm going to be doing is continuing this tunnel this way. So I start digging it out. Oh, I need to dig a little trench here. So what I do to stop the flow, it's kind of a challenge to dig underwater here, so I kind of wanted to show the process a little bit. Let me pick up that dirt. And I have a little more in this digger's backpack. This is why it's kind of a pain, because as you can see, it pushes you back, and you've got to keep it under control, which I'm doing a horrible job of right now, but that's kind of the fun of it. So let's fill this back in. And now I should be able to stop the flow. That's better. And then when I dig this out, dig out the bottom so we have our little channel here. And then it should flow into our channel. Okay, and then we'll just dig out a layer here. Oh, didn't mean to break that. Place that there. So now we've got it flowing into our channel, and when we can extend our wall out by one more block. So we'll get up here, sort of jump in the water, And continue our arch. Put that there, and then we'll dig this part out back here. 2 more, and do the same thing over here. Right there, 1 more down. And, well, it didn't lag. There we go. Put it together, and what we'll do is we'll then push this back like so. Dig another trench out here. And we want to kind of close this off like we did the last one. Like so. That should drop down. And then we'll enclose this. Oop. Like so. Now with that, we kind of rinse and repeat. We'll now we've got the trench up 1 more, and then we'll build 1 more archway of glass, and just continue out like that. And we'll keep going with that till we get out to the dome area. And I don't intend to record all that, but I did want to show you the process. So we'll keep doing this all the way as we go, and eventually we'll have ourselves a nice little glass tunnel here. So we'll keep going on that, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, now we've got a little bit of progress here, as you can tell, or a lot, however you want to look at it. I've got the dome well on its way, and it's like a little pumpkin farm in here now, but they give easy light that I can use underwater. And what I've been doing is basically just building the outer dome, and then when I get it finished, you know, I go underwater, I put ladders on blocks and use them for air sources. And I may show part of that on the other corner of this. Not a whole lot on that, but it's just clearing water out. And I've got this thing 3/4 of the way done, and I'm going to keep going. But just wanted to show it off a little bit here. I've been doing quite a bit of work on it. Should be done in another couple hours of work, but get this thing ready to go, and this is going to be our machine area. One thing I need to do, or I want to go ahead and do, is build my coke oven. Get that started up, because that's really a time-based thing. I need to get some coal in there, so I'm going to go back, because I had the blocks already, and we'll build those, which I think I had them in this chest. So here's everything I need to make them. And I think it was 26 blocks, so we're going to go in here and spread them out. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and same thing here. 32, 32, 32. It should give me 26 blocks that I need. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go back to the water world area and get back over here. And I guess we'll set it up somewhere in the middle of this room. Like I said, I'm not real sure where I want it to put it finally, but ultimately it's going to end up somewhere in this room. But so for now, I'll just build it right here. Set it up. And finish it up there. And we got us a coke oven. So then I'll go ahead and put my coal in here. I've never really used one of these before. But I was doing some research and found that I needed to get it started because I know it creates creosote oil, but it makes the coal coke. So what I'll do is I'll put a stack in and let the creosote area kind of fill up. We'll see how long it'll take, and we'll go from there. But at least it's a start. We'll be making more coal coke. I've been using it here, and it's been great for the furnace. I've been making tons of glass for this, obviously, and I've only gone through a few pieces of coal coke, so we'll keep that going. Put that in, we'll get it going. And I know it takes something like 2 hours to produce some of this stuff, so I'll leave it there like that, and then once we get this thing done, we'll continue on with it. So that's really what I wanted to show you. Wanted to show you an update on the progress on the dome, which is coming along very well. And then once we're done with that, we'll do some trim work. And I think I'm going to build the portal room over here. I've kind of cracked into a cave here, but it's not much of one. It's kind of just a hill underwater. So I'll level this out and probably bring out and create a portal room over in this area through another tunnel. So I'll come up to a tunnel, then I'll branch left and then put a portal somewhere going this way. And then I'll finally get to the Nether and get what I need for the lighting and what I need for a few recipes. So that'll be next. We'll keep going along what we're doing here, and we'll check back in soon. Alright guys, we're back, and looks like we've got it done, finally. This has been a long project, but we've got a nice little underwater dome built here. Looks really cool from the surface, which we'll go up and do. One of the things I want to do, we're going to do a few more things, and we're probably going to call this episode done. And one of that is we're going to start into the Nether. Right now I have everything I'm going to decorate up in dirt blocks, so this will eventually change, but for now this is going to be my Nether portal, and we're going to light this up over here. We'll go take a step in there and see if anybody's been there yet or not. We are on a multiplayer server, and there's been some exploring done, so it could be that we get in there and it's already explored and we have to go out further. But I'm going to get in there and try to get glowstone so I can start making some of these circuits and lights for decorating in here. I think I have a plan for how I want to decorate this. I've been playing with it a little bit in creative, just what I think looks good, and we're going to be doing some of that real soon, but I'm going to wait to reveal what that's going to look like. So let's go up to the surface and take a look down. We might get jumped by something. No, it looks like it's day, so we should be good. Let's get up here, take a look. I really like how this turned out. So it's a nice look, and I think once I get it framed in, it'll be even better, because right now you got all those pumpkins and stuff showing up. But once I get the Zycraft lights in there and make it look, you know, all glowy and you know, it'll look really cool, I think, when it's all done, and once I get everything decorated up. So that'll be the goal. We'll keep going on that, but for now I want to do two things before we call this episode done. One is I want to start managing the creosote oil that's in that coke oven, and I think I'm just going to start putting cans in. Eventually I'll make it where I can oh, I didn't mean to fill that in. Let's get that out of there. Oh, I'm trapped. Alright, hang on a sec. Whoop, just get right there. Mine that out. Alright, and let's not have a block that I can place in my inventory, so I can close my door. Alright, so first thing I want to do is make a few cans. I've been burning some aluminum while I've been showing you this. It's something to use it for. I've got a ton of it in here. Just look at all this, I guess it's silver. Here's all the aluminum. Got plenty of it. And eventually I'll double that up. I'll get a pulverizer really soon. But for now, we're going to make some cans, as many as we can make, and I will put those in the oven to start canning that up, and maybe we'll make a semi-fluid generator at least relatively soon once we get some cans built up. And one of the goals, of course, will be to get this where we're piping it around, but for now it'll just be manual so I can keep this thing running. So I keep doing that. So let's get in there and put these in and see how much it takes out. It might use them all up, but as that aluminum finishes up, we'll keep a stack of cans in here now that I know that you can can this stuff. And I'll put it in here so we've got that creosote oil being managed. And then ultimately, like I said, I'll get the generator for it, and we'll go from there. But that being done, we're going to light up the Nether portal. We'll go through and see what we've got, and that's probably where we'll start the next episode. But we'll take a peek through into the Nether and poke our head in and see if we can figure out a place to find the ores and the glowstone that's in there. So here we go. Light them up. All right, got us another portal, and let's take a look. Achievement get. Here we go. Well, this looks pretty fresh. Doesn't look like it's been touched before. Alright, well, what we'll do is I will start gathering some of this stuff I don't recognize. I have heard there are other ores here. And get some of this glowstone together and try to make it where I can at least make basic circuits, pigment already. And I'll start getting familiar with what's over here. Try to look around and try to find a fortress, that kind of stuff. But for now, we're going to call this episode done. We're in the Nether, and stay tuned for episode 3 coming at you.